Hello friends, welcome to Akul Mac Live. And if you are a CEO or a SME or a startup owner, this is a video. You have landed at the right place because I'm talking about multi-channel marketing. It is a beast. You may have heard about this from numerous people. You have tried to do a lot of digging how to set up a multi-level marketing, but you do not know where to start, how to configure, and how to manage. So today I will tell you step by step what you can do in order to set up a multi-channel marketing for your company. So stick around till the end as an outstanding show coming up. Before we start implementing the first steps in multi-channel marketing, we have to also understand what is multi-channel marketing. Multi-channel marketing, as the name suggests, is a integration of all marketing channel into one. Well, many companies do not use multiple channels. They use one or two, which is good, which is fair enough. But in today's environment, you never know where your customers are and from where your customers would reach you. It could be activity which is word of mouth, where customers can hear about you, your activities, your work, or it could be a video, small reel type video in Instagram where people can reach out to you. So in today's environment, you cannot depend on a single or a few channel to reach out to the client, and therefore the emergence of multi-channel marketing. And marketing is the most important activity for any business, because if your marketing fails, everything beyond that would fail. So that is why, remember friends, in today's environment the competition is huge. At the same time, reach can also be maximized by incorporating multiple channels into your marketing strategy. Now, what are these multiple channels? Multiple channels are broadly divided into two segments: offline and online. Well, offline, I think a lot of businesses, a lot of CEOs would have a lot of knowledge about the offline. On the front of online, people are very confused because there are emails, there are SMS, there is Telegraph, there is WhatsApp, there is social media accounts. And when it comes to social media accounts, which one? And if you're sending email, then is it reaching the spam? What are the tools and technologies required? So it is a very vast subject. Even when it comes to social media, understanding what social media, what format, when the social media is being watched by their users, what is the most likely time that your advertising or your post is seen by the viewers on the social media is also very important. So in order to basically set up your multi-channel marketing, you have to understand what are these multiple channels. And in today's world, you cannot rely on just one of the things. Somebody will say, hey, I only do this and that is working for me. I've heard this from my illustrious colleagues, industry colleagues, that I'm okay with 100 people knowing me, and that is what is giving me what I have today, and beyond that I will not do anything. So gone are the days where you depend on few channels. You have to rely on multi-channel, and that is why first thing is to understand, have clarity of thought, and also think about what are the channels that you can think of for your business which are meaningful for your business. And while discussing the meaning of multi-channel marketing and also the importance of these multiple channels, I think it is very important for us to also understand that a customer can be sitting next door in your neighborhood, but he may reach out to you when he sees a Facebook ad. So therefore, it is not important where the customer is, or even if the customer is known to you, he can be your neighbor, but he has seen your advertisement in the Facebook, and therefore he has decided to reach out to you. So therefore, I just want to make this statement very, very vehemently, so that you can understand that in today's environment, you have to use online medium because you are already using offline medium and those mediums are already in place. But the online medium which is social media. And when it comes to social media, which are the social media? Now one might say, I've heard this from the my colleagues, is that they will say that, hey, I don't want to advertise on Twitter, for instance. Well, I will like to disagree, because you cannot ignore any of the social media, because you never know where your customers are, because the number of customers in the field are limited. If there are 100 customers, there are 100 suppliers, and therefore there is a competition going on in order to reach these 100. So one is to one competition going on, in fact one to many competition to reach out to one buyer. And the buyer who is able to reach out either first or able to make a pitch first to the client, so that he can get the order from the client, is what matters. And this is what the multi-channel marketing will help you achieve. So I hope I have been able to drive the importance of having a multi-channel marketing for all businesses, whether you are a large company or a small company. Now the biggest challenge is to integrate your various teams together, and that is the biggest challenge. In today's world, the sales do not talk to marketing, marketing do not talk to delivery, delivery do not talk to the stores, and nobody talks to the customer. And that is why there is a lot of miscommunication between your departments. So I think first challenge is to consolidate your team, and that is where your responsibility as a leader, as a CEO lies. You have to start thinking about what you can do in order to consolidate or create a communication channel between various teams, so that everybody talks the same language. And trust me, this is very important, simply because once the multi-channel marketing is set up for your company, it will bring another challenge to you to maintain the messaging itself. You don't want to dilute the messages which are going into field, whether the messages are going to the customer or to a prospect or to an investor. You want to maintain that the same version of message goes to everyone. And this is also one of the biggest thing that you have to ensure. And therefore a consolidation of your multiple activities is very important in terms of setting up a communication channel between different teams, whether they are production, sales, marketing, finance, online medium, or also word of mouth kind of a situation, so that you don't want your messages, your sales messages, to distort when it reaches. You want the message version to remain constant, and that is why this is the main challenge. In fact, I have listed out few challenges, but think about it, friend. We are all mature people, and I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to tell you here. Think about setting up a multi-channel marketing, and then think about integrating all your various departments using smarter communication channel, so that everyone in your company speaks the same language. Well, integration, it is easier said than done. You can imagine, I'm trying to show you a very small diagram about integrating different activities in your company. But what you need to integrate, so that the messages which are going out, or perception which has been created about your services, your product, remains constant across multiple channels. Well, the first thing is website. So website design team has to be in sync with the rest of the management. Then digital marketing team has to carry the same message forward. Then there is a market research, because market research has to constantly keep bringing the feedback from the field, so that these digital marketing, your marketing strategy, your sales strategy, your future product development can be streamlined, so that new advanced products can be rolled out. Then you need to have a clear content strategy, because as people say, content is the king today. So you must have a clear content strategy around your setup, your departments. And that is why it is important to also take care of your public relations, advertising, social media, and creative ads. So there is a creative team, and then there are physical activities like trade shows, And all of these activities you need to integrate into one segment, which is integrated marketing. And all of these different activities, imagine, in today's environment, all of these activities are taken care by different type of people with different experience. All we need to do is integrate so that everybody talks the same language. It is easier said than done, but I think in today's world, this is the most important activity you have to do even before you start thinking about creating a multi-channel marketing in your organization. First, think about integration. And in today's world, there are a lot of automation tools available. Look at them, try to implement them, try to implement collaborative tools, collaborative strategy. You leverage the information technology. These things cannot be done on paper. It cannot be done using your mind and memory. It has to be done because multiple teams have to work together, and therefore collaboration is the key before you start setting up the multi-channel marketing. You don't want a situation where because of wrong messages by even one of the person in content will lead to the entire strategy going haywire. So my suggestion to you is either use some collaboration tool from Microsoft or Google, which are available at a very low cost, and start training your people in terms of how they will interact with each other, how they will communicate with each other. And that is the first step. That is solving the challenges that you have. Many challenges in setting up the multi-channel marketing, but this will solve almost all the challenges in your organization. At this stage, we have ironed out most of the issues which are visible to you today in your company with regard to all the teams working together, and there is a proper line of communication between all the teams. Now you have to set up your research team in such a way that they actually get the customer feedback. And this is where the most important activity lies, because if there is no feedback from the field, the multi-channel marketing platforms will not be able to achieve the desired results, because your customers may want A, but your current offering is B. Therefore, the marketing research plays a major role in terms of understanding what are the customers' requirements, what are the customer needs today or even 6 months down the line, so that you can plan your activity in such a way that you can start thinking about the future. So the multi-channel has a very important task, very important input from the research team, so that the multi-channel can also get prepared and start sending the messages. Now, at this point, I like to point out one very important aspect is that, say, for example, you are now thinking of launching a new service or a new product 6 months down the line, and you want to launch it and then get onto the marketing campaign. This is where the most people commit a mistake. You start using your multi-channel, which has been set up already. You have a clear strategy. You want to basically go on Facebook, you want to go on LinkedIn, you want to go on Twitter, you want to go on all of these different platforms, you want to use email, SMS, Telegraph, whatever. But you are late in the life cycle of basically popularizing your product and offering. So if you want to launch your service 6 months down the line, use various aspects of multi-channel to create a aura, create a buzz in the field, so that once the product is launched after 6 months, there are ready buyers. So buyers needs to be prepared, and for that, when we talk about multi-channel, it could also be basically announcing some sort of events, some sort of competition, some sort of quizzes without even launching the product, so that you start preparing, mentally preparing the customers that once the product is out there, you will actually pick it up. So that is why the multi-channel can be very, very powerful tool, because you don't have to sell every time. You have to create some videos, you have to create some 30-second clips, you have to do some sneak peek, etc. So imagine this is the most important activity even before you start your campaign using multi-channel. Creation of unified experience for the client, for your prospect, and for your investor is very important. It should not happen that when you are a prospect, you get the best treatment, but once you become a client, you get ignored. So that is why the experience level from your organization must be constant, whether you are a employee, whether you are a prospect, a client, a previous client, or an investor. Therefore, it is your responsibility as a leader, as a CEO, to set up a unified experience. And this is where the multi-channel marketing can help you. They can seamlessly streamline all your communication platforms so that whenever there is a conversation going about your company, people talk the same language, whether they are in finance or they are in sales or they are in normal operations. They talk about their company in such a way that everybody basically becomes a sales representative of the company, and it is the same version. And that is what the multi-channel will help you achieve: a unified experience of all stakeholders across multiple channel. And that is why this is the key to success in today's environment. Even before you start manufacturing things, you need to set up your multi-channel marketing engine in place, so that once the production start, there is a ready market, there is a pipeline, there is a funnel, and there is a cash flow situation created. So many people actually don't focus on this area. You must actually set up your marketing engine before you start your production. But most of the people do it in reverse. They first start production and then they start focusing on marketing. And that is where they go wrong. So friends, gone are the days of working like olden times. Here is a time you can still start creating a multi-channel marketing engine in your company and be successful from now on. I have kept the most important subject for the last, and that is about coordination. Coordination between teams, as I said earlier, is very important in order to be successful as a company, and also to succeed in your sales activity, sales and marketing activity. And the coordination can be achieved by using the collaboration tools which you have in the company. All you need is someone who can set it up, or if you have the ability, you can think about it and set up the tool yourself, so that the entire organization use these collaboration tool and don't repeat the word. There are various advantages of doing that. And one of the biggest advantages is proper coordination between online and offline. Well, coordination which is in the digital arena is much easier to do because it's online. It can be controlled using a computer system. However, when people go out in the field, coordinating with them is very, very tough. That is why I think this collaboration tool will help you, because these collaboration tools can be accessed using their mobile devices. So the information should be available to them in their hand. So when they talk to stakeholders like clients or prospects, they have the information what they need to tell. They should not be imagining things and telling their own story, what is coming to their mind, or they should not be telling the client something which they have heard about the competition, because that is catastrophic. So therefore, coordination is also an important activity. Moment you change something in your backend, the online channels will pick it up automatically. I'm sure you can set up that seamlessly, but you have to also ensure that there are enough apps available, enough training programs available, enough orientation is provided to your employee who are offline or who are in the field, so that they don't go giving wrong messages to prospects or clients. Friends, multi-channel marketing is a very vast subject, and I have touched upon just the tip of the iceberg. And if you have any question, do write in, send in your comments. As usual, thanks for watching, and I will say goodbye for today, only to catch you again in the next one.